yesterday. Now's the time for us to say Happy New Year, Happy New Year.
So hello guys, thank you so much for stopping by for another episode of Betty B videos. This is gonna be amazing, and in today's episode I'm going to share with you two things that will really work well for you in the next year or as you move to the next year. The things that I've tried and tested, and I feel like it's time to share them out with you guys out there. So this year, I don't know how it has been for you, but for me it has been a year of lots of learning, ups and downs, and a lot of inconsistency in most of the things that I was doing. So that's why I felt like, okay, let me share this. So let's go straight into it. Of course, I have mentioned that if you want to remain focused, actually these are ideas to help you stay focused in the next year. This one you will see results. So if you follow them with the discipline, you're gonna see results, not so long from now. So one thing, I hope you have your diary for 2023 or your notebook or thing. The second thing is about your goals. Every year, every time when the year changes, of course you hear people talking about their goals, like how much they have achieved or the much that they did not achieve. And the most important thing about your goals is making sure you write them down somewhere where you can see them every single day. Whether it's in your room, like you write it on a chart and paste it somewhere on your room, or on sticky notes and put them on the wall decoratively, that's on you. But I believe everybody has their new year goals, and I'm sure you don't want to be left behind when everyone is setting their year goals, and this is the right time to do it. So let's get straight into this. I'm just gonna show you how I do my goal setting, so that in case there is something you like about my way, you can also try to implement it. Actually, it's not a new idea, it's not an original idea. I learned this from my business mentor. It's something that really has helped me, and I think it's just good to share it with you guys. So as I do the sharing, I want to give lots of credits to Rhoda Mwangi, who has been a great mentor in business. Yes, so I'll show you practically. So this is the book. Open a new chapter. Then of course goals are always very personal. I don't know, my goals are so personal and private, so if I'm writing them in this book, it's not a book that I want anyone to access randomly. So the book has to stay inside my bag or with me as much as possible. So after writing that, I'm just gonna put my goals into 3 categories, and these 3 categories are, so you're gonna have your own personal goals. So maybe I can use a different ink, or I can use a highlighter. Personal goals. Now if you like to decorate it, it's fine, but I think not do a detailed decoration. But the point is, just make sure you have your personal goals. So personal goals are those particular goals that you want to achieve as a person, like they are directly related to you straight. Like, I want to buy a phone, I want to buy this for myself. That is, now you have to be selfish a little bit under personal goals. So what you're gonna do, or what I normally do, I categorize my personal goals into long-term and short-term. So on this book, like, if you're gonna draw a line here to separate my long-term goals and the short-term goals. Okay, so let me, if you're good with decorations and all that, you can make your goals as beautiful as possible, because it's something that you'll be referring to every now and then. And I don't think you want to look at goals which are not properly documented. The main thing is just to divide your goals into 2 categories. So I'm gonna go with the black pen and just say, this side I will have my short-term goals, And then on this side I will have my long-term goals. Okay, so just a little bit of elaboration of about your short-term goals. Now these are goals, so short-term goals are the goals that you want to achieve within a few months. Let's say 3 months into 2023, what are you looking forward to achieve? You know, the long-term goals you want to look at, you know, 3 years and above, you know, depending on what the goal is and how much investment in terms of time, resources needs to be put inside of it. And then long term, 3 to 5 years, that can be long term, so you have to put them right there. Okay, then for each category, at least make sure you have like 3 goals with you, so you're just gonna list them down. Your goal, you know, you have a specific target. You know, you can choose end of the month. I think end of the month works pretty much well, so just note it down there. And then for your long term, it could be you want to change your career in long term, you want to buy a piece of land, just write it down there and say to buy a car by the end of this number of years, blah blah blah. So that is under your personal goals. Make them very, very personal. Then the second category is now your family goal. So family could be your mom, your dad, your siblings, your husband, your sister, your brother, your nephews, your nieces, etc. All that, your mother-in-law and any other person that you consider your family. So you can have written goals down for them also, at least 3 for long term and 3 for short term. And I'm sure by now you're already thinking like, what can I do to my family? You know, the more you serve people, the more you get to, you know, the more blessings that you get. So as much as you can, apart from your personal goals, just make sure you have your family goals, because people out there need to be supported. So for example, maybe you want to pay school fee for your siblings, or you want to buy them a school bag, you want to buy them school shoes. Just write it down there and write also the date. Same as what we did with the personal goals. Then do it the same for long term. If you want to buy your mom a car, if you want to buy your mom a piece of land and build a house for them, that can fall under the long-term goal. Everything starts with a vision and a mission and ambition. And remember, we're gonna call it financial goals. This is also very personal. So I'm just gonna write. This is optional because you can mix personal. You can take your financial goals, just put them under personal. Like, that is it about how I am planning to organize my goals. And if you like the idea, you can also adopt it, you can implement it, and you will see much more achievements come next year. Okay, the second thing that I wanted to share with you is on self-improvement tips. Like, how can you improve yourself as a person? So there are a couple of things that have worked for me in the past. Some of them, yes, some of them have worked with consistency. They work. I normally call it like a self-development tracker. Like it's a way for me to track how I am growing as a person. And remember, personal growth is so important to an extent. Like, you know, if you are not growing as a person, you can never pour from an empty cup. So you always must fill your cup first before you go out there to share with others or fill other people's cups. So that's why I adopted this. And actually I also learned it from my mentor, but now I'm just trying to do it in my own way. Basically, you just need to draw like a table. If you prefer drawing a table, if you want to make it more appealing and beautiful, this is what you're gonna do. Just draw something like a table like that. From that you can see it. Then on it, write a few things. Decide on the things that you'd like to do on a daily basis, the things that contribute to your personal development. And as you can see, mine, this was in October. I'm just showing you data for October this year. So I think this for 2 weeks. So it requires a lot of commitment, because you might find yourself drawing this every single week. Or rather, if you can get a book that will not lead you into duplication, I think that's it. But for me, I prefer writing, because I really like my handwriting, and you know, they motivate me to write the dates. The month is right here. Then we have the dates. This was 17th to 27th of October back then. Then just keeps columns for each and every date, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, all the way. So you can have 1 week in one table, or just 2 weeks, whichever that fits, depending on what kind of a book you are using. So for me, some of the things I do to track my personal development, number one on top of the list is prayer. Then there is exercise. Then there is affirmation, just reading my affirmations on a daily basis. Then we have thinking time, and then mindset training, or you can have self-development, and then goal writing and reading. So what I do, I track them on a daily basis, and as you can see, there is not even a single day that I can say everything went perfectly well. So that confirms that I am a normal human being, you know. So like, there's no perfection in this. It's just a matter of how consistent you can be, because some days are so bad that you don't even remember, like you don't even bother that you have affirmations to read, or you have goals to read and write, etc. So for the days that you'll not be able to achieve everything, just take it easy, go easy on yourself, everything will be fine. But at least make sure on every single day, you're able to do and track your personal growth and development. So what you need to do in order to track, just come to that box and tick. For example, on the 17th, I did my prayer. Exercise, I didn't do any exercise. I did not read my affirmations. I did not create some time to just do my personal thinking. I did mindset training. I did self-development. I did not write and read my goals. So on this day, I scored like 3 out of 7, which is so poor. But on a good day, at least you're supposed to score 7 out of 7, or rather at least 6. Or if it's bad, make sure you do just 5. And these things, like, they're not really that complicated, because I mean, everybody needs to pray. I mean, if you're a believer, all you need to do is wake up and pray. And 2, there is exercise. So you can choose what time you want to do your exercise, as long as your body is physically fit on a daily basis. Maybe like 30 minutes can work. Then for your affirmations also, I prefer you, or I can suggest you do them in the morning. Personally, I haven't been able to do them every morning. Sometimes I just read them in the bus when I'm going to work, because I carry this book with me inside my bag. So I just read them on my way to work. That's it. Then thinking time, I mean, everybody needs that alone time where you just reflect. And so just make sure whenever you have your thinking time, it's either like just write down your thoughts. That's why this single book is going to be important for you to write your thoughts. You never know when a great idea will come into your mind, you know, whether it's in the middle of the night. Just wake up and document it, but at least set some time for your thinking, you know. Then mindset training, there are a couple of videos online that you can use. Some people are not for the idea of listening to motivational and all that stuff, but you have no idea how powerful they can be. You know, mindset training you can just listen to a video about some motivational speaker that you love, like you can listen to Steve Harvey, Oprah Winfrey. There are so many of them that you can listen to. So just check what is relevant for you and listen to it. Then self-development now comes into, reading. By the way, for mindset training, you can still read books. There are some books which are meant for mindset training. So whatever you choose, whatever works for you, I think that is just on you. Just choose wisely. And then for self-development, this is where now books come in. Or so I think self-development can take any form. It can be just intentionally reading a chapter of a book, or me sometimes I just listen to Bible verses, because sometimes it's very hard to read the Bible. That is still part of self-development, because you're trying to learn more about God and connect with God. So anything that works for you under self-development, that is perfect too. Or whether it's a documentary that is going to educate you about something, that is perfect, still perfect. Then goal writing and scripting. So this one you can combine with your daily tasks. So like if you're doing a lot of things in the day, like let's say you have your job and you have your personal things to accomplish, a day has 24 hours and it ends really fast. Sometimes you find yourself, you are focusing on your other job so much that you end up, not following through with your goals or all that. But if you can find the balance, that's good. Just write down the tasks that you're supposed to do on a daily basis and categorize them into two if possible. Have work tasks and personal tasks. Let's say if you're doing business, or let's say if, like for me, I do YouTube videos, I will put my like what I'm supposed to do this week or this today. So yeah, that's it for the task. Then for the goals, you can be writing your goals every single day and reading them every single day. That is really possible, and that's why you need a clean book for that. So now there's something about reading your goals every single day. There's that connection that you develop as you read your goals on a daily basis. And when you develop that connection, you tend to ask, like when you read your goal long enough, let's say if it's a goal that you are supposed to achieve maybe in 3 months time, and it's the 5th month and you're still reading the same goal, you definitely want to reflect and ask yourself, like what happened, what went wrong, So reading your goals on a daily basis also reminds you, it keeps popping up in your mind, like what am I doing with my goals? Am I moving towards achieving them? And what have I done? For example, you making steps towards it, what are the steps that you have made so far? You have to ask yourself that it's not just enough to write them and read them. No one is coming to achieve them for you. You have to write, you have to find your own strategies for working, for achieving your goals. And I think this self-development tracker is also good for young thugs, the younger generation, like those who are in high school right now. If you want your kid to learn some focus or get focused, I think this can really work well for them, especially this generation where we are constantly on social media and phones and everything else. You might need this to track how you are doing as a person, So what else is remaining? So at the end of the day, I basically just check how much did I achieve. Now at first I used to beat myself like, oh, I only did 3 out of 7, I only did 3 out of 8, what is this now, But I came to realize, as long as you are making progress, that is the most important thing. So, but one thing that has been constant for me is prayer. I have never, like, okay, I've skipped it for some days, but at least if you look at my chart, there's tick. Then exercise, I haven't done my best with that, but I am writing it down because I need to get physically fit. Actually, then the thinking time, I think I need that. I haven't done so well for mindset, and the other one I think I did so well. So if you feel this is something that you want to adopt and maybe you need more information, more insights, just comment down below or send me an email. I will be happy to respond and guide you through how you can do it in the best way possible. Then affirmations, there are more videos out there that will teach you how to write your affirmations. The best is listen to what the experts are saying about making affirmations, but just make sure you create your own, like you have your own affirmations. Do not copy paste other people's affirmations, because we have different needs either way. So just make sure you have enough to serve you based on what you are looking for or what you need. One thing I can say about affirmations, they do work, but it's not also just enough to write them down. You also must track and ask yourself, like, what am I doing? How am I, like, you have to wake up and go work for it, whatever that you want, right? Even if it's an affirmation, like, it starts with I want this. So if I want this, how am I going to get it? Get there, something of that sort. Okay, that is much what I wanted to share with you today. And I hope you enjoyed my presentation. If you did, please comment down below with your key takeaway from this video. Otherwise, Happy New Year!